These are my top 10 non-fiction books of all time. And by the way, I'm not saying that they are the best. Those books are based on my personal experience, based on how much impact they've had on my life, based on how much I've liked them, so please don't judge too harshly. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. What can I say? This book has had a huge impact on my life. It's about a psychiatrist living in 4 different concentration camps. And although this book is quite, heart-wrenching, the final message is a message of hope and light. Absolutely life-changing. Ordinary Man by Christopher Browning. This book is about average German men from the Reserve Police Battalion 101 participating in the Holocaust, becoming killers, ruthless killers, and committing crimes, mass shootings, and deportations. It's once again, it's a heart-wrenching book, but it was needed. It's deeply profound, and it really sheds light on the nature of evil. The Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Now, this book is about the Soviet Union. It's about the gulags, and it's a saddening book. It really shows how cruel people can be, but it's also a necessary read, and there are more than a few hopeful messages that I still recall to this day. Absolutely life-changing. We'll always get back to this book. Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. I mean, what can I say? This book, I know, lacks evidence. It's not perfect, but it's the reason I'm here. It's the reason I'm making content. After reading this book, I was excited about life. I was excited about learning, so I had to include Sapiens 100%. Dopamine Nation by Anna Lemke. I mean, this is probably the most comprehensible book I've read on addiction. After reading this book, I now understand how addiction works, and it's harder for me to get addicted to something. So, Dopamine Nation, 100% recommended. A quite interesting book and very entry level. The Origins of Totalitarianism by Hannah Arendt. This is probably the most in-depth book you can find about totalitarianism. I must say that it's quite complicated, I'm not gonna lie. It took me more than a month to complete this book, but it's worth the investment. It's just an incredible book. You're gonna understand a lot about Nazism, Stalinism, so it's just that it has had a huge impact on my life, for sure. How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler and Charles Van Doren. This book unlocked the power of reading in me. It's also one of the reasons why I started my course, Active Reading Mastery 2.0, and I mean, most people say it's a book on how to read a book, but if I don't know how to read a book, how can I read this book? But this book presupposes you have at least an elementary reading level, so, but I mean, it's the Bible of reading. If you want to truly unlock the power of reading, you either buy my course or you read this book. Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I had to include this one because it changed my perspective on money. It's a simple book, and most people are not going to read this one, especially if they are into personal finance and stuff like that. But if you don't know anything about money, this book is a great starting point. Had a huge impact. I still refer to it. 100% recommended. So had to include it in the list. And Counter Me by David Goggins. I mean, most people hate this dude. Some people love this dude. I love David Goggins. His mentality is just top notch. I still think about him when I work out. So I have to include this book. $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. I have to include this book because it changed my business. And the core of this book is in the subtitle, Make Offers So Good That People Feel Stupid Saying No. And how to do that is inside this book. It truly changed my life, so I have to include it.